heading as file download pop-up. Everyone, are you there? Take down heading as file download pop-up. Now, first I need to open the browser, then I need to open the URL. First open the browser called Firefox browser, then I need to open the URL. After opening the browser, I need to open the URL called krninformatics.com. krninformatics.com. Under that, I need to go to downloads. Directly open the browser, open this URL. After opening the browser and URL, I need to click on this download. When I click on this download, a pop-up appears. A pop-up appears. What kind of pop-up is this? What kind of pop-up is this, guys? No answers. File download pop-up. This is called as file download pop-up. Until unless I click on OK, it won't download this file. Until unless I click on OK, I cannot download this file. If I click on OK, it will download. What type of file it is going to download? It is going to download a zip file. It is going to download a zip file. Okay, it is going to download a zip file. When I click on OK, it will download a zip file. Okay. And when I click on OK, it will download. Where it will get download? Where it will get download? It will get downloads in the downloads folder. Someone who is having poor internet connection, don't unmute. Okay. Now, when I click on this download, a pop-up appears. This is called file download pop-up. In our terminology, we will call this as file download pop-up. But in system terminology, this is called a save to disk pop-up. Save to disk is the pop-up name. Okay. And when I click on OK, what type of file it is going to download? It is going to download a zip file, .zip file. And where it will get download? It will get download into the downloads folder. Okay. First let me raise this pop-up. Then we will see the solution for this. What to do? First let me open the browser, open the URL. Oh, sorry, not this. right click, go to new, go to class, demo file, upload, download WebDriver, driver equal to new, WebDriver driver equal to new, Firefox driver, driver dot manage dot window dot maximize driver dot get, and open the URL. Open the browser, open this URL. Then after that I need to click on this download. I need to click on this download, right click, inspect. Down. Driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicitly wait 30 time unit dot seconds. Dot timeouts dot 30 time units dot seconds. Driver dot manage dot driver dot driver dot find element by dot xpath dot click, so that it will click on it. Run this. I need to open the browser, open the URL, then click on download so that it will download. So that it will raise this. What kind of pop-up is this? File download pop-up. It is called as file download pop-up. What kind of pop-up is this? This is called as file download pop-up. It is called as file download pop-up. Okay. But what in system terminology it will be called? It is called as save to disk pop-up. In system terminology, in our local terminology, we will call this as file download pop-up. But in system terminology, this is called as save to disk pop-up. What is this pop-up, guys? Save to disk. And what type of file it is going to download? Zip file. And where it is going to download? In downloads folder. In downloads folder. Now, What I am going to do here is, before opening the browser itself, I am going to do two settings to the browser. I am going to do two settings to the browser. Before opening the browser, I am going to do two settings to the browser. Whenever save to disk pop-up arises with zip file, whenever save to disk pop-up arises with zip file, we have to handle it automatically. One is save to disk and another one is zip file. One is save to disk and another one is zip file. One is save to disk and another one is zip file. Whenever save to disk pop-up arises with zip file, I have to handle it. What I am going to do, before opening the browser itself, I am going to do these two settings. What that setting in the sense, whenever save to disk pop-up arises with zip file, handle it automatically. This is what it happens. Now, when I have to do that, before opening the browser itself, I have to do that. Okay, let me mark that to you. See, if I want to do the settings directly, I cannot do the settings. First, create a profile. Create a profile. Add all the settings to the profile. Add all the settings to the profile. One is .zip file. One is save to disk. One is save to disk. And the another one is .zip file. Create a profile. Add all the settings to the profile. Add all the settings to the profile and provide the profile to the browser. Create a profile, add all the settings to the profile, then create the profile. Create an empty profile, add all the settings file, then provide them to the browser. So that those settings will be added to the browser. Those settings added. Create a profile, add all the settings to the profile and provide the profile to the browser. Create a profile, add all the settings to the profile, then provide the profile to the browser. Create a profile, add all the settings to the profile, then provide the profile to the browser. Create the profile, add all the settings to the profile, then provide the profile to the browser. Now, when I have to do all these things, before opening the browser itself, I have to do all these things. Before opening the browser itself, I have to do. Okay. In this context, the first step is I need to create a profile, empty profile. Okay. Let me do that. Then I have to add all the settings to the profile, then provide the profile to the browser. I have to do all these things before opening the browser. Guys, theoretically, whatever I have taught here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you tell me about this? Save to disk .zip once again.
Who is that?
Shailaja sir.
What kind of pop-up is this, Shailaja?
This one save to disk pop-up or else file download pop-up.
Okay. And what kind of file I am going to download?
.zip into downloads it will get
Okay, yeah. So that whenever this pop-up arises, whenever the save to disk pop-up arises with zip file, Two settings are there. One is save to disk and another one is .zip file.
Oh, okay, okay.
Those two settings I am adding. Directly I cannot provide that to the browser. I have to create a profile. Then add those to the profile, then provide to the profile. In that case, I have to do all these things before opening the browser. So that first create a Firefox profile. Firefox profile prof equal to new Firefox profile. Firefox profile prof equal to new Firefox profile. Profile dot set preference. Profile dot set preference. Key and value. Create a profile, add all the settings to the profile, then provide the profile to the browser. Okay, here one is save to disk, one is save to disk, and another one is .zip file. Save to disk. There is a full name for save to disk. The full name for save to disk is, don't worry about what I am doing, I will tell about this later. About whenever save to disk pop-up arises with zip file. The full name for save to disk is browser.helprops.neverAsk.save to disk. The another one is zip file. Application slash zip. Create a profile. Add all the settings to the profile, then provide the profile to the browser. First, create a profile. Add all the settings to the profile, then provide the profile to the browser. See here, I am giving the zip file. See, I cannot give the zip file directly. The file, see, I cannot give the zip file directly. Each and every file type has a MIME type, M-I-M-E, MIME type. MIME type of zip file is application slash zip. MIME type of zip file is application slash zip. MIME type of PNG file is image slash PNG. Each and every file type has a MIME type. M-I-M-E, MIME type. Where to get that MIME type, I will let you know later. Where to get this preference name and MIME type. Okay. First, create a profile. First, I have created a profile. Add all the settings to the profile. Then provide the profile to the browser. Then provide the profile to the browser. Create a profile, add all the settings to the profile, then provide the profile to the browser. Now if I run this, before opening the browser, it will do all these settings. Those settings will be applied to the browser. Now let me run this.
Pratap,
Yeah.
that Firefox profile is a class or what is that?
Firefox profile is a class. Set preference is the method which is there inside the Firefox profile class.
Okay, and what is the interface for that
There
Firefox
is,
profile?
why you need an interface? It's a class, it's not an interface.
No, under which it will come, the Firefox profile?
See, wait, it has downloaded. It has downloaded. Where it got downloaded? It got downloaded into the downloads folder. See, Delph is a class. Then where it will come? This will be under Selenium WebDriver only. That is inside this library. I am telling India is a country. If you are asking which country, again it's India. That is how I can tell. Firefox profile is like select class or whatever we have. Likewise, we will have a Firefox profile is also a class. Understood? I don't know one who had asked this question. Who is that?
Yes, yes, Nikhil.
Understood?
Yes, yes.
Okay. When you ask something, you have to reply me either yes or no at least. Okay. Create a profile, add all the settings to the profile, then provide the profile to the browser. This is what I have did. Next. If I run this, where it is getting downloaded?
Download.
It is getting downloaded into the downloads folder. It is getting downloaded into the downloads folder. Okay, now okay. Now it is getting downloaded into the downloads folder. That is test case 1. I know how to download that file into the downloads folder. But I don't want to download that file into the downloads folder. I want to download that file into the desktop. I want to download that file here. I want to download that file here. I want to download that file here. I need to download that file into the desktop. Test case 2. Test case 1. Download the file into the downloads folder. Download the file into the downloads folder. Test case 2. Download the file into the desktop. Download the file into the desktop. Test case 3. Download the file into the custom folder path, which means that somewhere under D drive, under classes, under batch 270, under D drive, under classes, under batch 278, I have to download this. This is test case 3. Case 1, download the file into the desktop. Case 2, download the file into the custom folder, download the file into the desktop. 3, download the file into the custom folder path. Download the file into the custom folder path. These are the, what is test case 1? Download the file into the,
Downloads.
that is done. Yeah, download the file into the downloads folder. That is done. Test case 2, download the file into the
Desktop.
test case 3,
Into the custom folder.
custom folder path. Okay. Now the first one is done. I have finished the first one. By default, it will download into the downloads folder. Second test case. I don't want to download the file into the desktop. I want to download the file into the desktop. If I want to download the file into the desktop, along with browser.helperapps.neverask.save to disk preference, I need to provide another. Okay, before that, Let me finish the first test case itself completely. I forgot you one thing. Where to get this preference name and MIME type? That is one which I have forgot. I am going to tell you. Where to get this preference name and MIME type? Preference name can be taken from go to go to your Firefox browser, type about colon config. Type about colon config. Click on I'll be careful, I promise. I'll be getting all the preferences. I'll be getting all the preferences. Here I'm going to go to save to disk preference and copy this and paste it here. This is what I have did. Preference name can be taken from about colon config of Firefox browser. Preference name can be taken from about colon config of Firefox browser. And MIME type. MIME type of zip file is application. Sorry, MIME type for zip file. MIME type for zip file. MIME type file. When you search in Google, it very clearly the MIME type is correct application slash zip. Either you can take it from Google. I used a website called site website. The site point website. Dot zip file. Application slash zip. MIME type of zip file is application slash zip. This is where I can get the MIME slash zip. MIME type of zip file is application slash zip.
What were the other zip?
What?
What there were other zip files as well there in the last?
That is for other operating systems, not for Windows. Okay. You can use any, that's not a problem.
Pratap, will it be same that step for Chrome also, or for Chrome?
That I am going to teach you next. Wait for some time. I am going to tell you at the end today. Okay? The one who asked the question, when I tell okay, at least you should have some response.
Yes,
Okay.
Pratap.
Okay.
About to unmute them only I can.
Okay, first create a profile, add all the settings to the profile, then provide the profile. Now preference name can be taken from about colon config of Firefox browser. MIME type can be taken from either site point or else I can take it from Google. This is about how to download the file. It will download into the downloads folder. But second test case, I need to download that file into the desktop. If I want to download the file into the desktop, along with browser.helperapps.neverapps.save to disk preference, I need to provide another preference, that is browser dot that is folder list preference. I need to provide the folder list preference. I cannot remember all the small letters, capital letters and all, so that folder list preference, if I can copy that here and paste it here, add all the settings to the profile. Okay. Now, in the previous test case, did I give any folder list preference? In the first test case, difference, guys?
No.
No, I have not given any folder list preference. I have not given any folder list preference. If I am not giving any folder list preference, if I am not giving any folder list preference, it will assume value as one. One represents, it will assume value as one. One represents downloads folder. One represents downloads folder. Zero represents desktop. 0 represents desktop. 0 represents desktop. 2 represents custom folder path. 2 represents custom folder path. What does 1 represents? 1 represents
Download
downloads folder.
download folder.
0 represents
Desktop.
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 2 represents
Custom folder
color
path.
custom folder path. If you give 2, you have to give one more setting. That where, that is we will see next. Okay, I'm going to give 0 because 0 is desktop. See, if you want to remember this in a easy way, as soon as you open the system, you will get the desktop, that is 0. Start with 0. By default, you will search any downloads in the downloads folder. That is the first preference, 1. The next one is 2. That is how you can remember. By default, always default one will be set, that is downloads, that is 1. That is how you can easily remember if you want. Now if I run this, it will download the file into the desktop. Open the browser. Just a minute. Next. It will download into the, click on this and go here. It will download into the desktop. Yes, desktop. You can see that. Desktop. This is the one what you can see that. Create a profile, create a profile, add all the settings to the profile. Yes, I have done. It will download into the downloads phone. That is second test case is done. What is third test case?
I had a question. So I had a question.
Yeah, tell me.
So how did you get? Could you repeat? How did you get this folder list? Browser.download.folder.
Go to Firefox browser, go to about colon config, click on I'll be careful, I promise. Here, search for save to disk. Then you will get the full name.
So save to disk is okay, but the next line, so the folder list.
Which one?
Uh,
Which one?
the set preference, the second line, browser.download.folder list.
That is what I am telling. I know, I have to remember that folder list word. You have to go and search that here folder list here.
Okay.
Then you will get it. Copy that and paste it.
Thank you, sir.
Now, what is the third test case?
custom folder.
Download the file into the custom folder path. In that case, instead of 2 0, what I have to give?
2.
2. Now, profile dot set preference key and value. Key is nothing but browser dot download dot dir dir and the value where you have to download that. I have to download that into my batch 278 folder. Give that path so that this will download. Let me run this. It will download into that particular folder. Opens the browser, opens the. It's taking too much time. What happened? Yeah, it will start downloading. Where it is getting downloaded, it is downloading into this particular folder. Yes, done. This is about how to download the folder path. These are the three different ways. Before opening the browser itself, you have to do all these settings. See, this it will work only for the old version of Firefox browser. In the new version of Firefox browser or Chrome browser, all those things it won't work. Why? Because whenever you want to download, if you just click on it, it will download automatically. It won't raise that pop-up at all. Since there is no problem at all, we want to find any solution for that. Even in the new version of Firefox also you don't have this problem. Okay, only in the old version of Firefox you have this problem, and I have given you the solution. Now if you have any doubts, you can ask me. What's your doubts?
Is it now using in the company this old one?
See, few companies are still telling to use, most of the clients are telling to test that in the old version of Firefox browser and give it. That's why I'm teaching you this.
Okay.
Or else if I skip this, I can say 1 hour. Okay, but I don't want to do that. Many hidden concepts about preferences, all those things we are learning. Now, let us see some notes for this. Working with, sorry. file download pop-up in Firefox. To save a file to disk automatically without the pop-up, we can take help of Firefox profile. To save the file to the disk automatically without the pop-up, we can take help of Firefox preference by using Firefox profile. Case 1. To save the file to the downloads folder, we can use the preference browser.helperapps.neverapps.save to disk and provide the file MIME type as value for the preference, that is application/zip. If there are multiple file types to be downloaded, we can provide comma separated list of MIME types of all the files. This is what I will be using. If the file has to be downloaded to desktop along with browser.helperapps.neverapps.save to disk preference, we need to provide another preference, that is browser.download.folder list with an integer value 0. By default, the value for the browser.download.folder list will be 1, which represents downloads folder. And this is the one. Now case 3. Save file to the custom folder path. To download a file to the custom folder path, we need to set the preference browser.download.folder list with an integer value 2. And we also need to set the preference browser.download.dir with the value which is custom folder path. And this is the one. Okay. Note, do not forget to set the preference in Firefox class, which is done in common for each case. Preference name can be taken from about config of Firefox browser, and MIME type can be taken from Google or SitePoint website. This one. Take down this. Take down this.
Anita, if it is the Chrome means the same thing we have to do.
Yeah, tell me.
Did you start recording?
Yes, I have to stop.